What's up, gamers, and welcome back for more WotC-20. Today's matchup is Chaos Move Gengar versus Do the Wave Wigglytuff, two strong archetypes that have seen a lot of play. Opening actives will be Cleffa versus Cleffa, classic WotC-20 opening, and it looks like first turn has gone to Wigglytuff's side, so it'll be a Metal attach and a Focus Band attach over to Cleffa for the turn, and into an Eek attempt it looks like. No other basics to play down on the bench, and it is a Tails, so passing turns over to Gengar. And it is a Recycle Energy for turn into a Fan Club, always a card you want to see on turn 1. Note that there are some noticeable type advantages going on here. Wigglytuff does resist Psychic, and we also know that there is Sprout Tower, you just saw it peeped in the deck there for Gengar, available to dampen down some of the damage from a fast deck, a high-hitting deck like Tough or even Chansey. So it looks like we're going to see a Ghastly pulled out. That is a reverse holo foil from Legendary Collection. And will it be another Fossil Ghastly or a supporting Pokemon? Unclear, it looks like that was just a deck peep. And it will be a second Ghastly, so two Fossil Ghastlies, free retreating, 50 HP, two usable attacks. Usually you don't see energy conversion, but still worth noting. For 2 Psychic Energy, you can put 2 energy cards from your discard pile into your hand. And then Ghastly deals 10 damage to itself, so unique ability. And then Lick is 10 for 1 attach. Flip for Paralysis. Rolling for Eek, it is a Tails. Turns pass back over to Tough. Worth noting too, Metal Energy and Focus Band will not save that Cleffa from Chaos Move later in the game, so we'll keep an eye on that. You can see a Grass Energy in hand, 2 Grass Energies in hand, a Psychic Energy, and those energy types are meant for KogaBats and Sabrina's Abra in this particular Tough build. Those are free retreaters that handle some type coverage options. Looks like we're going to see a Double Gust and another attach for turn to Cleffa into an Eek. Gengar's turn, it's going to be Psychic Attach for turn to one of the Ghastly on the bench, immediately free retreating that Ghastly out and putting Cleffa back active to attempt an Eek. And it looks like that one is good, so both sides now getting an Eek off. It did cost a Double Gust for Tough to be able to do it though. And I'm curious about the attach for turn with that Grass Energy. We'll see if 2 energy on that Cleffa matters or not later. And a fresh 7 for both sides. When you can see a Shaman in hand, that's always good in response to an Eek. Curious if we'll see it. 2 Jigglypuffs in hand, might as well start filling the bench. You can also see a Sabrina's Abra. Though that Sabrina's Abra will not be evolving. Jigglypuff number 1, Jigglypuff number 2, as we were talking about. And there's also a Tyrogue in hand. We'll see if that matters. And it looks like it's just going to be bench filling. Tyrogue and Sabrina's Abra have joined. Attached for turn to that Tyrogue. We'll see if it comes into the active. Got to win 2 flips. Looks like they are going for the super aggressive play here, so playing down most of their cards, hitting Shaman, good for Tough side, also very good for wiping that Eek away from Gengar's side. So now if Tyrogue comes in here, it would be super aggressive, but double heads, you could take out Cleffa and strand the opponent with a smaller hand than they were going to have. Shaman resolving now. Both sides now have 4. No more supporters for Tough. Already attached. Tyrogue coming in. We'll see if this is double heads. First one's heads. Second one is heads, so first prize of the game, Recycle Energy going back to hand there, Cleffa to the discard, prizing now 6-5 in favor of Tough. Really good start. Mr. Mime joins the bench here with a Psychic Energy. Worth noting that it can pretty much wall out Tough here. The Jigglypuffs are the answer to Mime at the moment. Looks like there's a Gust in hand. That's going to get thrown back into the deck along with Recycle Energy, opting to keep Psychic on the Mime. And into Elm, looking for some basics or some Evo cards here. No more trainers for turn. And waiting for that to resolve. Basically, it's Eek on a trainer card. Alright, and a Cleffa is found off of that Elm. That's a big deal. Already had the attached return though. And it looks like Lick was attempted there, but it was a Tails on the Baby rule. Another Focus Band in hand. I saw a Cleffa there for a second, a Double Gust, a Comp Search, and it's like a KogaBats is in there. Could definitely use Comp Search here, start getting Tough built up, and then get your Eek off for free because Ghastly's in the active. Bringing Jigglypuff active with a Recycle Energy and a Focus Band. And Lullaby, okay, sleep for turn. Ghastly stays asleep. It could evolve out of that, we'll keep an eye. Looks like there's going to be a trader. You can see a Gengar in hand too. I'm going to put that Gengar back in. And assumedly grab Haunter. Haunter is found. That is Fossil Haunter, so Ghastly evolving doesn't get an HP boost, one of the few cases where that happens. But it does gain Transparency as an ability, so when an attack would do anything to Haunter, you flip a coin, and if heads prevents all effects and damage of that attack that would be done to Haunter. Everything else would still happen though. Of course, if Haunter's asleep, you don't have to worry about that, so something for Tough to keep in mind. Attach return to Cleffa, which will bring it up front, and you're getting a free Eek off here. So free Eek for Gar, not sure why, unless there's going to be a Comp Search for an Oak or something. Stranding Puff in the active is not ideal. You're guaranteeing Eeks for the opponent to set back up. You don't have DCE in hand, you don't have Tough in hand. We will be seeing Comp Search, we'll see how aggressive this is. Pitching a Cleffa and a Zubat. Zubat's group attack, even though it's 2 attaches, does also fill the bench, which is good synergy with Tough and a free retreater. Also covers a grass weakness for fighting types in the format. Sabrina's Abra covering the other weakness for fighting types in this format. That will not matter in this matchup though. Worth noting that Abra is Psychic weak though, that could matter for Gengar. And there is the Tough and the DCE. So I guess one of those was in hand, off of the Comp Search. Goes for Do the Wave on Cleffa, but misses. So a very small hand for Tough. Just a Double Gust in hand. And we'll take a quick break here, it looks like. Alright, and we're back. Big grip here. You can see a Goop Gas in hand for Gar, Town V, Gengar, Gust, some energy, ER. That's definitely going to come down here. And another Ghastly to join the bench. ER hits DCE. That's not good for Tough with one card in hand. Gust bringing in a Jigglypuff from the bench with no energy on it defensively. Pretty good play considering, you know, the opponent has one card in hand. And our first Gengar of the match comes down. And an Eek for turn. So that is Chaos Move Gengar from Expedition. Very strong card. It's one attach away from being able to use Hide in Shadows, which deals 40 damage, but remember, Tough and Jigglypuff both resist Psychic. So damage will be hard to come by here. Now double Gust happening. I assume off this double Gust you're attempting to get an Eek just because your hand is one card. Pulling in Tough is definitely the correct play. Everything else is just a free retreat or dealer's choice. Pulling in Tough means that it can't free retreat. Well, not free retreat, but it just can't retreat. And Mime gets pulled in. So we'll probably see Lullaby here. Not sure what the final card in hand is, because previously it was Double Gust. Full Grip drawn. And it looks like that was for a Lullaby flip, so it looks like Mime woke up. So back to Gar, Haunter evolves. Or I should say Ghastly evolves to Haunter. Trader's gonna put a Gengar back in the deck and pull out what I assume is just another Haunter? Thinking about it. Right next to that Sprout Tower we've been talking about. Sprout Tower reducing normal type damage by 30. Pretty big deal. Now considering Bubble Mew, which Bubble Mew would get one shot from that Sabrina Zabra, so I think grabbing the Haunter here is the right play. Alright, one Gengar now fully powered up with the Psychic attached for turn. Mime retreating by discarding a Psychic Energy to put Gengar up. And that'll be 10 damage from Hide and Shadows to Tough. Once Hide and Shadows is used, you switch Gengar with one of your benched Pokemon, if any. It looks like Tough is just going to put Mime to sleep. None of the two cards in Tough's hands are apparently very usable at the moment. Warp to Mime wakes it up. Gengar comes in. Gengar number 2 comes down. Hide and Shadows for 10 puts Mime back up. Now there is a risk of being double asleep with Mime and the opponent putting down a DCE and then taking out your wall, so we'll keep an eye on that. 3 cards now useless in hand. Heads on the Lullaby Sleep Flip, passing turns back, so Mime is awake. Recycle and 2 Psychics in hand for Gengar here, so small hands for both sides. Psychic onto Mime, retreating with the Warp. Come in and hit for 10, so now Tough is up to 10. Worth noting that Meditate can start doing damage here. It would deal 10 initially, and then it would start to scale. More useless draws apparently. I saw an energy removal in there. Another Gengar comes down, so 3 Gengar on board. Recycle energy to Mime. That'll allow for retreat looping easier now. And we'll now swing with Meditate, so no need to bring in the Gengar and retreat. So Tough now at 40. Next turn, Meditate will deal 20 damage. We'll see if ER hits the Psychic off of Mime, although we know from looking at hands that that won't matter much here. Instead, it's Lullaby putting the Mime to sleep, and it wakes up. Quick bin check for Gengar. You can see a Town V in hand. Psychic attached for turn to another Gengar, just getting all the Gengars ready. Meditate for 20. Tough is up to 60 out of 80. So we are 1 attack away from the second prize of the game for Gengar. Oh, I'm sorry, that would be the first prize of the game for Gengar. And that would put us at prize parity of 5 to 5. Another Sleep Wake Up, so getting real happy with those. Still no energy attaches. Hands getting bigger just from top decking here. Oh, there is an energy attach. Okay, decided not to commit the grass. And now we have to roll for Focus Band. Alright, Focus Band fails. Tough goes to the bin, prizing now 5 to 5. Cleffa with all sorts of energy on it comes in. Plenty of options. Looks like there's even a comp search in there. Not sure why the ER is being clutched. Can always wait to find another one, but usually Tough isn't clutching up. Usually you're playing your cards down pretty quick, getting built up, pressing aggro. I think the window for that has more or less closed. Yep, double ER. Alright, so I can only see one ER off the hand there. 2 makes sense, turns one Gengar ready to attack into a Gengar that is 2 attaches away from attacking now. KogaBats joins the bench, and now we'll see a comp search, assumedly for hand refill. Got 2 energy in hand, so you can still do your discards and then attach for turn before grabbing something like an Oak. Opting to discard Grass Energy and Cleffa. Is there an Oak? There is. I think I just saw one. Yeah. Recycle for turn to Jigglypuff. Cleffa joins the bench and into an Oak, so pretty good turn for Tough here. Shaman in hand, probably not going to see that right now. You just got a full hand. There is a Tough in hand as well. Can't play it yet. Looks like another ER ripped off the top. And a Cyclone, so Tough looks good here now for the foreseeable future. But punching through Mime is going to be really, really hard. But doable since Chaos Move is not enabled yet. Here comes Jigglypuff. And it's going to put that Mime to sleep. Mime is going to stay asleep, that's a big deal. Looks like there's another comp search in hand for Tough, so comp search for DCE into Tough Evolution, which is already in hand, is an option next turn. But there's a Warp Energy for the Mime. It's awake. That's too bad. It's going to put up a Cleffa. Timely Warp right there. And a big copycat for Gar coming in. Gonna see if we can find that Sprout Tower. Copycat resolving, that's supported for turn. Probably looking for energy and definitely Sprout Tower. You can see a Goop Gas, that's funny. Psychic Attach for turn to Gengar. Debating the attach. I actually think I see 2 goop gases. Quick text check on Focus Band. Probably checking if it will or won't go through and proc with Chaos Move. Focus Band only gets procced by an opponent's attack. Expedition Mew to the bench. I was reading about Expedition Mew then to see if it would proc with Focus Band. So Expedition Mew lets you choose a Pokemon, count the number of energy cards attached to it, and put that many damage counters on that Pokemon. So because it's a put, Metal does not reduce that damage. It'll be put 2 counters on Cleffa. And then with regards to Focus Band, I believe that would still proc. Yeah. If the Pokemon with Focus Band attached would be knocked out by your opponent's attack, flip a coin. If heads, it's not knocked out. So Focus Band would matter, Metal Energy would not with regards to Expedition Mew's Super Psy-Wave. And Eek for Gengar. Now we're seeing what we were talking about last turn. We know there's Tough in hand. You know you can comp search for your DCE, discarding a Psychic Energy and a Zubat there. But Sprout Tower's in hand. Sprout Tower finally drawn off of that latest Eek. Deck's also notably getting a little thin for both sides. Lots of draw happening. And fun fact, Expedition Mew is the first time Mew was put into a set in English. So all other Mews prior were promos or something other. I guess it depends if you count the Southern Islands set or not. I personally wouldn't. There's Sprout Tower. Looks like Do the Wave was a Tails. I still see Cleffa. So now Do the Wave, instead of doing 60, is dealing 30. Still enough to deal with Cleffa, but not enough to deal with Mime, even if it is asleep. Item Finder. Checking the bin, gotta discard 2 though. Discarding 1 Cleffa and as we were just talking about, a Black Star promo Mew. The first Mew card for English. Alright, waiting for another Copycat to resolve. Copycat 4-4. Cleffa free retreats out, Mew comes in. Alright, Super Psy-Wave looks like it's going to target that Cleffa for 20. Alright, passing back to Tough, allowing Sprout Tower to get a little bit of damage on this Mew. DCE onto Tough. And 30 damage to Mew. It has 50 HP. Psychic attached for a turn to Gengar. So you have 3 Gengars, one with 0 energy, one with 1 energy, one with 2 energy. Powered up Mime though, and a powered up Mew that might get destroyed. Gengar does need to let Tough take a prize or 2 more, looks like 2 more, to turn on Chaos Move. And instead targeting the Wigglytuff in the active with some damage. Trying to get enough on it so that Mime can start doing damage. And worth noting, Super Psy-Wave is going to do damage equal to the number of energy cards, so DCE only counts as 1 there. Tough takes the knockout on that Mew. Bubble Mew joins the bench, or sorry, not Bubble Mew, Lily Pad Mew. Bubble Mew doesn't exist in this format. It's the year 2000. Clarification on Neutral Shield, because that Mew is a different language, but it prevents all effects of attacks, including damage done to Mew by an evolved Pokemon. That's only done to Mew though, so again, if you use a recoil move, you are going to hit yourself. So that means Mew can't be put to sleep with Lullaby. That's very important here. It makes it a better wall for Tough than Mime. But again, that Mew is one-tapped by that Sabrina Zabra. So we'll keep an eye on that dynamic. Hide and Shadow's able to get that extra 10 damage onto Tough so that Meditate with Mr. Mime can start putting in work, but there's always the risk that Mime can't wake up from Lullaby. Very interesting aspect of this matchup. Lullaby becomes pretty important. Still, double head's not the most common thing to do. We've already seen it though from this Tyrogue. That was the first prize of the match a long time ago now, it feels like. And there you go, Mime's asleep. Mime stays asleep. Timely ER to the DCE though, so even if Mime stays asleep here, how can Tough get the damage off? And turns past back, it's double tails. That ER is very big. Not sure if there's a way for another DCE to go get grabbed. There's one in hand! Tough can take the knockout. There it is. Oh, I forgot about Sprout Tower. It cannot take the knockout. Oh no. So Mime has 10 HP left. And there's no easy way for Tough to deal with that. Lots of ERs and DCEs in the bin. Final DCE is attached to the active. The other 3 are in the discard pile. Chaos Move Gengar comes up. Looks like there was an attached return to the Mew. Hide in Shadows will deal 10. And in comes that Mew. Not sure, it looks like a Recycle Energy is on it. That's probably for being able to retreat it. Retreat looping has a retreat cost of 1. And Tough has 40 damage on it, so Mime is going to start doing bigger damage. Big hand for Tough, considering a few lines of plays, it looks like. Shaman just doesn't feel good here. Oak doesn't feel good here. Got a couple of Cyclones, but the opponent gets to pick. Not the worst choice. Cyclone would pull in either Cleffa for potential knockout. One of the Gengars probably doesn't want to get smacked for 30. If you do, I guess you would make it the Gengar with energy on it though, because it can get out of there. Gengar notably having a retreat cost of only 1. Lots of thinking. And it will be Cyclone. We'll see what gets picked. We are already talking about maybe bringing in the Gengar with energy. Probably don't want to risk your Mime Wall getting double slept. You can always risk the Cleffa though. And offering up a prize like that to the opponent will start to see a bunch of chaos moving, which with 3 Gengar down is probably going to seal the game off. There is a double gust in hand, but going for the flip on Cleffa, it's a heads, takes a knockout. And now I assume we will start to see some chaos moving. Yep, that's the first one, chaos move to knock out Cleffa. Gradually healing up the Mime here. Fully healing up the Mime. That's 30 damage off the Mime with 3 chaos moves and 30 on the Tough. Well, 20 on the Tough. 10 went to that Cleffa. Retreating Gengar out with that Recycle Energy to retreat. Putting in Mime, that'll be another knockout. So Recycle Energy to hand. And just like that, 2 prizes for Gengar on 1 turn. Tyrogue comes up. Can't touch that Mime though. No answer to Mime. Double Gust here, not sure. Guess pulling in Lily Pad Mew. Tyrogue can hit that, but if you're not knocking it out in one shot, all 30 damage from Tyrogue coming back in your direction, thanks to Chaos Move. ER hitting Psychic off of Mime. And Oak pitching a massive hand for Tough. Getting a good look at that, trying to figure out what was pitched. And drawing 7, close to decking out now. No DCEs left in deck. Putting together a game plan to get the final couple prizes here is going to be really hard. Quick bin check, which is almost the whole deck at this point. Gengar still needs to take 3 prizes, but you're not going to be able to stall enough to deck them out. Sprout Tower's down, so that's a problem. You could get a prize if you can power up this Sabrina Zabra here. That would be a big deal. Energy Loop would be 1 Psychic Energy, it would deal 20, it'd be super effective against that Mew. And there's a Comp Search, you can go get one, assuming you're not out of Psychic Energy. Comp Search, pitching an Oak and a Jigglypuff makes sense. There's the Psychic Energy you need. With the remaining cards left in deck, can you figure out how to get 2 prizes, not just 1? The most reasonable target after this Mew would be the Mime. In comes Sabrina Zabra, as we talked about. Energy Loop, super effective. Takes a prize. 1 prize left for Tough, I believe. 3 left for Gengar, but gonna get a prize pretty much immediately here off of a knockout from this Abra. 40 damage doesn't even need to be super effective. Abra's only got that much HP. Hidden Shadow's dealing plenty of damage. And a Fan Club. You don't need to Fan Club anything. Actually, let's see, there's a Cleffa. Looks like there's only 1 target anyway. Fail to find on Fan Club, smart move. No need to give an out to this game by putting a Cleffa down, getting gusted, and then having Tyrogue come in with double heads, because Tyrogue never hits double heads, right? And there's the knockout. 2 more prizes for Gengar, I assume. 1 for Tough. Now, I know that Jigglypuff got thrown away earlier. I think the best shot would have been to try to stall that Mime in the active, get lucky with some sleeps, and then find a way to hit it for 40, but the only way you could hit 40 at this point would be with the Koga Zubat line, or, honestly, that Sabrina Zabra could have come in. Super effective if the Mime is asleep. That would work too. But I think we're out of those options. I think we're out of Sabrina. Yep, it's going to be a scoop. We're out of the Abras. We're out of Gusts. So, locked down at the end there from Gengar. Thank you for watching. We'll catch you next time.